Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So my name is Arisha Adani. So I will be presenting our personal financial planning case study for B40 client category. Okay, so our client's name is Firdaus bin Muhammad Fuad. He was born on 2nd July 1996, which is he is 20 years old this year. So Firdaus is married and he has one dependent, which is his wife. So you can see his contact detail here as well. Okay, Firdaus works as an operator at a company called Green Master Global Fine Food SDN BHD. And then his monthly income is 2,000 per month, and his employment benefits include health insurance, 300 ringgit per year, and opportunities for promotion, and also professional development programs provided by his company. Okay, next, we gather financial data and also discuss about his financial goal. Okay, we also review Firdaus' financial situation, including his income, expenses, assets, and also liabilities. So his total monthly income is 2,000 ringgit, which is 24,000 per year. And then his expenses were listed and managed to identify possible savings. And based on his financial goals, we have Firdaus create a proper saving plan and also fits within his income limits considering his financial obligations. Okay, next is assets overview. Firdaus has savings accounts, which is ASNB, and 6,000 ringgit, and then motorcycle second hand 300 per month. And then liabilities overview. Uh, he just have other liabilities, which is 300 per month. Then next we gather financial data and also discuss his financial goals, which is for his short term goal, Firdaus aim to save 1,000 within the next 5 months. And then his medium term goals is to buy a second hand car by the 220 by 2028, with an estimate budget around 25,000. And then the last one is long term goals. Firdaus want to buy their new own house by the year 2033, and for that he plans to save at least 20,000 as starting fund.
Okay, so next is step 3. I will be presenting the financial management analysis. As shown in the table, Firdaus has a fixed monthly income of RM 2,000 from his salary. He has structured his finance quite well by allocating his income into four main areas, which is saving, fixed expenses, variable expenses, and discretionary spending. Okay, firstly, RM 200 is consistently saved into ASNB, which is a very positive habit. This shows that he understands the importance of saving for the future and is taking steps towards building financial security. Okay, next he spends RM 600 on fixed expenses. This include RM 300 for motorcycle related costs and another RM 300 for rental. These are necessary and avoidable commitments, so this allocation is appropriate. Moving on to variable expenses, RM 800 is spent on electricity and RM 25 ringgit on the water bill, bringing the total to RM 105. These utility costs are reasonable and within a healthy range for his income level. However, one major concern lies in his discretionary expenses. Out of the remaining income, a large amount, RM 800, is spent mostly on dining and vacation, with RM 800 going specifically to dining. This is a significant portion of the budget for non-essential spending. Despite this, Firdaus still managed to maintain a balance of RM 245 ringgit at the end of the month. This shows that he is not overspending, which is good, but this is leftover balance and the high amount of discretionary spending suggests an opportunity for improvement. Therefore, we recommend that Firdaus reduce his discretionary spending, especially on dining, and instead allocate the saving towards an emergency fund or long-term financial goals. This way, he can further strengthen his financial position and be better prepared for any unexpected expenses in the future.
I'll be presenting the financial planning recommendations, specifically tailored for a P40 client, which focuses on building stability and long-term security. First, we recommend starting with an emergency fund. The goal is to save around 6,000, which is about 3 months of basics expenses. This can be done by saving 200 ringgit to 250 ringgit monthly, ideally from the rental income. Placing this in a high-interest savings account with automated transfer helps maintain discipline. Next is insurance coverage. While the client already has a basic coverage from their employer, we suggest adding affordable personal or life insurance with a monthly premium of 50 ringgit to 100 ringgit. This provides additional protections against unforeseen events. For investments, the client has 6,000 ringgit in ASNB, which is a great foundation. By contributing 150 to 200 ringgit monthly, the client can grow the portfolio steadily through compounding. We also encourage exploring low-risk alternatives like government sukuk or fixed deposit. Additionally, we suggest the client consider extra income opportunities. Freelancing or part-time work like Grab driving could help speed up our financial goals, especially for savings or retirement. Lastly, budgeting. We recommend creating a monthly budget to track expenses and identify unnecessary spendings. This small step can free up more cash for savings and investment. Now let's look at the alternative practical options that suit the client's short, medium, and long-term financial goals. For the short-term goal of building an emergency fund, instead of just monthly savings, the client could use part of their existing ASMB savings, for example, 2,000 to 3,000 ringgit to kickstart the fund. They can then top it up monthly, while also exploring freelance job to add 300 ringgit to 500 ringgit more per month. Now let's look at the alternative practical option that suit the client's short, medium, and long-term financial goals. For the short-term goal of building an emergency fund, instead of just monthly savings, the client could use part of their existing ASNB savings, for example 2,000 ringgit until 3,000 ringgit to kickstart the fund. They can then top it up monthly, like also exploring freelance jobs to add 300 ringgit till 500 ringgit per month. In terms of medium-term goals, like a future motorcycle replacement, we propose that once the current loan ends, the 300 ringgit monthly payment should be redirected into a vehicle savings fund. Over 2 years, this build up 7,200, enough for a used motorcycle or a down payment on a new one. If the current motorcycle is still in good conditions, delaying the upgrade and focusing on maintenance is a smart, cost-saving move. For the long-term goal, which is retirement planning alternative, include voluntary top-up to EPF and continuing monthly ASNB contributions, the client may also consider the private retirement scheme (PRS), which offers tax benefits. Even small, consistent contributions to 100 ringgit monthly can make a big difference over time. These alternatives give the client flexibility depending on their evolving needs while still aligning with their core financial goals.
Assalamualaikum and good afternoon. I'm Carlo Harris bin Caro Jeffrey, and I'll be presenting about the next part in our presentation. So, I will be covering our T20 client. So, the first step is establishing and defining client-planner relationship for our client. So this segment is my idea because I wanted to clarify how we reached our T20 client. So, the way we reached them is for me, I reached out to all my friends' families to find a willing T20 participant. And then after that, I secured a meeting with one of the families that was willing to go through the interview. And to build rapport, or as a way to say thank you, I brought donuts so that it's more casual when I do go to their house. So after I reached there, we discussed the financial details over dinner. We discussed things such as financial habits, goals, and future plans. But I made it clear when I was interviewing them so that they understand what was going on. I clearly explained that my group's role is to act as financial planners and how the support will be structured. And throughout the interview, I maintained the collaborative atmosphere. It's a casual tone rather than like a formal meeting, so that both of us don't feel pressured to give too much of a formal answer. And after the meeting, they did also give some valuable feedback after I showed them what the structure of the report was going to look like. So that was really good for our planning approach moving forward. So next, here's our T20 client. Let's start off with their personal details. Our T20 client is named Wan Fadil bin Yaqub, and he was born in 9 May 1975. He is 50 years old. He is married. He has, for his dependents, he has one wife and two children, aged 16 and 21. And his contact information is listed down below. For his employer, he works at Telecom as a senior manager actually, and he earns about 40K a month. Quite a lump sum for a T20 person. So here are some of the benefits he receives as an employee at Telecom, which is unlimited health insurance for his spouse and any dependents under the age of 18. He also gets fuel allowance of 3,000 per month to cover travel expenses and mobile allowance of 150, which he does proclaim is not enough for him, so he does have to top up sooner down the line for all his family members. So here's step 2 of our goal for the T20, which is gathering client data and determining goals and expectations. So here's his rough income overview. As we discussed, he has a salary of about 40K. He also has 2 rentals. One earns in 2K and one earns in 4K, around that amount. And he also has ASB that provides 200 per month. And here's expenses overview. Again, a rough estimate. As he said, every month he has to pay a mortgage fee of 15K. He saves about 3K of his money, and he also has to pay his child education, the one that's 16-year-old, for a private school, around 6.5K each month. And the variable monthly expense includes utility, which he thinks is around 900 to 1,000 plus each month. He also has a lot of discretionary spending for Grab food because they really like to just order food instead of cooking. It's around 1,000 per month, and every weekend or every other day they go out to eat, and that will cost them around 2,000. So here's their asset overview for extensively, but we'll go through that. So like I mentioned, they have 2 condo units that are providing them with rental income, and then they have one semi-D house that's going to be their primary form of residence when they retire. They own 2 cars, one Mercedes-Benz, which is roughly estimated to worth around 500K, as I Googled online because it's the AMG class, and one Produa Myvi, used for everyday practical use. About estimated value was 40K, but the car has been around for 6 years, so I toned it down. So I estimate the value is around 30K. They also have some financial investments, such as in unit trusts, around 50K, gold, 10K, and they have collectively saved up in their KWSP about 2 million in there. They also keep an emergency fund of 5,000 in case things go wrong or there's an emergency that happens. And for insurance, for the two main people, the breadwinner and the spouse, but I'll be discussing about the breadwinner especially. Should anything happen to him, and should he die and leave the family without a sustainable source of income, he has life insurance payout of over 500K. So for liabilities overview, I really tried to discuss with my client any liabilities or any payments that they might do each month or they might go through. And they said that all their debts are paid. Their cars are paid, their student loans are paid. They fully finance their children's education, so there's no payment for that. So they're in a pretty good spot. The only thing that they have to worry about are their properties and their mortgage, which is the 50K per month. So here are their financial goals. They have one short-term, they have, I'll categorize it to short-term goals and long-term goals. For short-term goals, it's categorized as, I think last year, 1 to 3 years, their goal is to purchase a EV car for 300K, because the EV car is the new hot topic of the town. They also plan to fund their child's overseas education in the UK, the 16-year-old, after she finishes her education. And they plan to instill financial discipline for their children. And what I mean by this is that they want their children to at least save about 1K each, especially 21-year-old, as when she starts working. And for the long-term goals, they plan to pay off their outstanding property debt that they have, which is around 1 million ringgit at a time. And they also wanted to accumulate a million ringgit in savings, because they want to, and this is for personal gain, because they want to be called a millionaire for at least once in their life as their personal achievement. So here are their lifestyle expectations with their current position. They expect to maintain a high standard of living with comfort and flexibility, as we all do. They expect to live in a well-maintained property with own reliable modern vehicles. They want to have financial freedom to make large personal or family-related decisions without stress. And they want to prioritize convenience, security, and occasional luxuries in their daily life. With their current lifestyle, they also hope to continue to be able to travel, dine out, and access quality services such as healthcare, education, professional advice. And when they retire, they aim to preserve all these current lifestyle with minimal compromises. They hope they can support their children's growth and development, especially support when needed, financial support when needed. And they wish to stay updated with evolving technology and enjoy enriching life experiences. Alright, that'll be all for my part. Thank you very much.
Good day, everyone. Now we are moving on to step 3, which is analyzing and evaluating the client financial status, especially under the T20 income group. This step is important to understand how well the client manage their income and expenses and whether they are financially healthy or not. Let's start with the income overview. The client earns a monthly salary of 40,000 with an additional 6,000 from rental income and 200 from ASB saving. They also set aside 3,000 in monthly savings. This gives them a total net income of the savings of 43,200. And on the other hand, their monthly expenses total is 25,667, divided into three categories. Fixed expenses is 21,667. This includes a mortgage of 15,000 and child education cost is 6,667. Variable expenses is 1,000 for utilities. Discretionary spending is 3,000, mostly for eating out and grab food. After subtracting all expenses, the client has a monthly balance of which is 17,533. From the evaluation, first we see that the client has a high monthly income of 46,200, which is a strong financial base. The second one is they still manage a surplus of 17,533 after all expenses, which is good. However, there are a few concerns. Savings are relatively low, only 3,000 per month, which is small compared to their income. Fixed expenses are very high, with the mortgage and child education alone costing is 21,667. They also spend a lot on discretionary items, especially dining and grab food, which is 3,000 monthly. Their emergency fund is too low, currently at only 5,000. Overall, the client has a strong financial position but will benefit from reducing unnecessary expenses and boosting their savings and emergency fund. There is also good potential to invest in instruments like unit trust, PRS, or HIBA
And now we're
plans.
gonna go to the recommendation. So first is increased savings to 5,000. Our client saved 3,000 in the past, and we recommend it to 5,000 to make it easier, and it gonna make him easier for financial situation, which is he can use it uh, to make a deposit of his new EV car. And second, explore education sponsorship. It is related to her son, which is he want to send her child on the UK for education. So I would recommend to uh, I would recommend him to explore about IASP scheme or PTPTN, which can cut his cost. I think half of its cost, because his budget is 500,000 now. And third is invest in ASBF, which is not same as ASB. ASBS is gonna give you interest that you gain from you apply the loan. Let's say 100,000, and you gain the interest for 100,000. And last one is use credit card for monthly expenses. It is because when I learn personal financial management, I can explore the credit advantages of credit card, which is it gives us cashback and the rebate very nice and good. And I also recommend, not only recommend the Mr. Fadli, but I will recommend to myself soon. For the alternative, for short-term goals, which is Mr. Fadli want to buy a EV car for about 300,000. So my recommend is not to pay in full amount, which is cash payment, and he can make the high deposit with low time repayment time, so it can save and it will reduce the interest cost. So the second alternative that I can give to him, which is to buy the second hand or used EV car, but in the good condition lah, which is not damaged car or accident car. And for the, I think, medium term goal, which is UK education for one child, and it costs about 500,000. I think he can take the education funding, such as I think SSPN Plus, which is under PTPTN, and it is the trusted one, and it is gonna be the backup if loan is delayed, because as we know, the loan cannot approve easily. And last one is, as I give alternative just now, which is I explore Mara, and if he got, it will cut the cost of the education. And the last one is long-term goal, which is settle 1 million debt and build 1 million saving. So I think for this for long-term goal, uh, Mr. Fadil can increase the repayment of the loan, and it will cut the principal of the loan, and it would reduce the time of repayment. So he can consider for this, for the others one, which is savings for 1 million and become the millionaire. And I think he could invest in other stocks to make sure the money would be expended easily, and it could assist him to get 1 million for his savings, not for the prepayment of the debt. So that's all from me. So for the conclusion, I hope that our assignment will assist our client to make the better decision making in their financial situation and could improve their life with positive things. And thank you for the client for giving us the very responsive and good teamwork. And last but not least, I would thanks to my madam for giving us this group assignment that we can communicate each other and improve our teamwork and many skills.